Hmm. Yeah, I could definitely agree. And plus you can compete in things that, interest you, if you're into art,
Exactly.
structure and things like that. For me, I'm an artist, so I compete in things that, that I'm most interested in. And,
Right.
yeah, with nail competing, I definitely agree. It opens so many doors and you gain so
Mm-hmm.
many relationships. And even if even when you compete, you're a winner because you're with the people who have been in the industry for years, who have competed
Exactly.
and things of that nature. And you learn from so many people, from different
Mm-hmm.
parts of the world, like from Asia to Europe. And,
Yes.
it's
And
so
that's
incredible.
exactly how I felt that weekend. Like the other two competitors, sometimes I would hear them say like, if I don't win, if and I'm like, I just was like, look, you guys take a look around at where we are. Like
Hmm.
we all are winners. And
Right.
I feel like me having that type of attitude, because a lot of people think that NTNA was only strictly about the nail artistry, and it wasn't,
No.
especially with CND being a top sponsor. Jan really believes in the next generation and that generation leading the next generation. So it wasn't only about the artistry, it's about the professionalism and, what and who are you going to be for the next generation coming up. So I feel like me having a lot of the attitudes that I had was another aspect of why I won.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know what I mean? And the thing is, what I've learned, I interviewed Viv Simmons, who is one of the top nail artists in the world. And what I learned from her was that she said, look for the silver lining. So even if
Mm-hmm.
you don't win a competition, like, what is the takeaway about it? Like, what did you learn
Exactly.
in that whole process? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think also too, we shouldn't get discouraged, if we don't win a competition, or we don't get the best of, maybe critiques or, things that.
Right.
So look for the positives and things,
Yes, I
so,
agree. I
and
agree.
it's all down to experience, and and have fun with it too, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So
It
doing.
was, yeah, because I did have some fun. I would have little kind of parties at my salon. Like my daughter would be up there. I would have my sister come up, like, come on, y'all, just come sit up here with me real quick.
Mhm.
And sometimes I needed them to help me say, okay, let's step away. Let's take a trip to Walmart real quick or something,
All
just so
right.
you can get away from this set. And because that helps sometimes, just stepping away from the art and then coming back to it. But I definitely have some very hilarious memories from that competition as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wanted to ask about the editorial work that you've done, because I know you've been in publications as an Essence and Nails Magazine. So, what was the
Yes.
whole experience doing like editorial work, like editorial nails?
So with Nails Magazine, part of the award for winning was a cover.
Mm-hmm.
And we did, that was a beautiful experience. And they had like their own setup, so they had their own models and things like that. And that was an amazing experience. But I've also done just work for them where they would kind of send me a concept and then I would do nails and send it to them, or sometimes they only wanted photos.
Mm-hmm.
With Essence, actually, I got the opportunity to work with Essence from a few different things.
Mm-hmm.
My nail sis, Custom T, always got my back, always looking out. And it's crazy. We hadn't like actually knew each other. I
Mm-hmm.
had DM'd her because I was going to be living out in California for a couple months. Because my daughter, we were going out there during pilot season so she can audition for shows and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Custom T had just moved out there. She was out there maybe, I want to say she got there maybe September, October, and she had already had done of quite a few celebrities and things. So I'm thinking she's not even going to respond. She responded. She even checked on me to see if I was in LA, but she got me a job with Presto.
Mm-hmm.
And Presto raved about me so much, my artistry, they had one of their artists from Japan there, and that was her first time in America. And she wanted to stay just to work alongside me. Like I was so flattered by that. So that So that's important too, being in our industry, like making those memorable impressions. So
Right.
presto, they raved about me, and the woman who got us that job, she was like, hey, would you be interested in doing the chief editor nails of
Mm-hmm.
Essence? And if you are willing to do it, are you willing to do it like pro bono, like for free? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, sure. And it was for a huge event. It was for Black women in Hollywood. I think that year they were honoring Tracy Ellis Ross.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, heck yeah. So I did the chief editor's nails, and I did like a couple editors' nails that day, and they called me back to do 3 more jobs. So
Mm.
from that free job, I got 3 free paid jobs. And even one of those jobs, I worked with Custom Tea as well.
Mm-hmm.
They all were like different locations. So I did a beauty editorial, like works with them.
Mm-hmm.
They did a story on oh my gosh, what's her name? Kim Kimball.
Mm-hmm.
They did a story on her, and I was the artist who worked on her models for her. So that was amazing getting to work with her. She is phenomenal. And we did like a summary trend type thing with them as well. I actually really, really loved doing the set work, doing the editorial work. And most of the time the work was pretty easy. It was just like plain traditional polishes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but my goal is to get a cover though. I gotta get me an Essence cover. So hopefully being out here give me a better opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be really cool. Like doing an Essence cover. One of my
Yes.
dreams is to possibly do like a nail pro cover or like a nails cover. That'd be a
Yes.
really cool opportunity and things of that
Yes.
nature. So you've done fashion designers like in terms of like nail designing for like Libertine and The Blonds. So tell us about your experience with working with Libertine and The Blonds, and what was that whole process like of just doing these nail designs for these top of the line fashion designers?
Fashion week is one of the most hectic weeks ever. And it's like, well, depending on how you're doing the artistry or how many people you're working with, or, designers you're working with, it could be like a week long process or even longer. Every time I worked with these designers, I've gone under C&D. So they brought me on, and I worked in their design lab, which they are so inviting, and they welcome me, and it's so fun. A lot of great memories. So we work on these nails for quite a while, and then for them to walk down the runway for like 2 minutes. But it's so worth it seeing your
Right.
art. So usually like you'll get concepts, or you'll get ideas, or you'll sometimes, depending on who you work with, you can be like super lucky enough to actually see the actual like, wardrobe that's going to walk the runway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would have to say I really liked working with both of them. The Blondes backstage gets very hectic,
Mm-hmm.
but Libertine, I love Libertine. I
Mm-hmm.
think because of his style of designing, he's very eclectic, no rules, no boundaries, just
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like his designs are just like emotional and like from his heart. And so I
Right.
feel like I just connect with him more as a designer. And he's actually picked a lot of my designs, kind of like specifically. He's one season he like asked for me specifically, so I got to like, like hug him and things like that backstage. So I really, that's, if I could like get behind a chair, I could literally do fashion week like every single season. That's how much I love doing fashion week. And then that inspires, of course, the fashion. But and Libertine, like I really love working with Johnson Hardick. He's very phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the fact how they bring out nail artists to do these like fantastic and very opulent avant-garde nails. Especially with
Yes,
it's
yes.
incredible.
Because not all of the designers give a show to the nails as well. I feel
Right,
like those two artists, they are like look at the nails too, like get the nails too. Because
right.
a lot of times people forget about the nails. Even, people who do a lot of the celebrities, you will see them list the hairstylist, the makeup artist, the wardrobe stylist, like
Mhm.
everybody but the nail artist, and they will have some super long, crazy nails, and it's like, we see those long red nails. Why? Who did those? Why
Right.
didn't you list the nail artist? I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with that. But
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of times the nails are forgotten, or they're not a part of the whole aspect of the design. But Libertine and the Blonds, they definitely say no, the nails are a huge part of this. And
Mhm.
I really, really respect them for that.
Yeah, I really, really agree. And those are like the very few designers that will, seems like shout out the nail artists and give them credit, for the
Mm-hmm.
avant-garde designs. And
Yes.
it's really cool to see like, the amount of, luxury and design they put into their collections and opulence. And
Yes.
it's so cool. Like their pieces are so mind-blowing. It's incredible.
Yes.
And with C&D, I think I seen on YouTube, there was like this exhibition that C&D had, and they had this whole, it was like this corset, and it was full of like red nails. I was like, oh
Yes.
God, and they had
Yes.
like this whole wall, like different nail designs, and it's so
Oh, you're
incredible.
talking about at the art museum. Yes, and that corset was made by the Blondes, I believe. Like, but C&D like made all of the nails for them, and the Blondes made that, and that's
Wow,
Jan's corset. It is
wow,
so beautiful in person. But yeah, C&D, they had like the first nail exhibition, and they were in San Diego, I believe. My nails were actually in that museum. So I
wow.
Yes, and I was there. They flew me out. It was an amazing experience. And C&D, they do nothing subtle. Like, it's like go hard, go big, or go home with them. I
Right.
love working with C&D.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing they stick on that extraordinary, and like, everything is in the details, That's why I was
Yes,
by my dad, like everything is in the details.
it is. It
Yeah,
is. And Jan, she's so particular, and
right.
she's so, yes, like, how about we do this? She has crazy, like, wild, imaginative ideas, and it helps, and it goes, it works.
Hmm. Hmm. And plus, I love Jan Arnold's like spirit, and I like her style. I love the signature bow haircut that she has.
Yeah,
She's so
yes,
stylish, and she
she
exudes that
is.
brand. She definitely exudes that brand of C&D and what it
She
represents.
does.
So that's really incredible for a brand like C&D to really, do nails for these fashion shows. And it's
Hmm.
just so over the top. It's incredible. It's
Yes,
so
yes.
now I wanted to ask pertaining to like the evolution of the beauty industry from how you first started getting into the beauty industry to now. How do you feel about the beauty industry in terms like considering influencers, social media, the products that have been out, the evolution of beauty products in general?
I think we are in some very different times, and people are in position right now because of how things are to really take things to the next level.
Yeah.
Whereas when I started, we did not have no access to anything.
Hmm.
And literally, like, even as a nail artist, you can be probably working in the salon, probably charging the cheapest prices, and an influencer hits you up, and boom, you're the next big nail artist literally overnight. So, and I think that's just going to grow. It's
Right.
just going to grow. And the artists just have to apply themselves.
Right. Right. I feel like also too with the whole thing of social media, you have like TikTok, you have
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and Facebook, and you can connect with different people all over the world. And plus,
Yes.
there's so many quick nail videos that you can watch, all these nail hacks you can watch. Like it's
These nail artists are so lucky. They are so freaking lucky. They have no idea. I remember when I was trying to search for like things on how to do nails, because I kind of really learned from just playing around with it, like literally self-taught playing with the product. I think I like got enough money up to go get a feel and to watch how they did it. But I wish I would have had like a video that I can really watch. But I remember there was this lady, I have no idea what artist she is or if she even still does nails, but she was like one of the few artists I could find on YouTube. Look, I feel like it was ancient because I remember the video being like super, super horrible quality, almost like a tape with the lines in the screen. And the one thing that stood out to me was she had used an ironing board as her table. I thought that was like so conventional though. Like how, because think about it, like when I started doing nails, I was doing people nails on the ironing board because I thought it was so smart because you can lift it up to whatever height. It was plenty enough room to work on. People used to like look at me like I was crazy, but I'm like, it works. Like for real, we should probably have a nail table like that because it folds up easily. Yeah, but that like really stood out. And I have no idea who that artist was, but these artists are so literally they have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They have all of these different avenues. And not only that, even artists, because when I was doing nails, we didn't even have artists that we can like try to find and learn from them.
Right, exactly.
So they even have that where there's tons of artists offering classes, online classes, hands-on classes. We didn't even have much of that. When I first started doing nails. I think Poochie's was like the only person I heard that was doing that. But yeah, it was they're very, very lucky. But I think it's going to grow the nail industry. Well, the nail industry is growing, and I think it's just going to grow and grow and grow. So I think it's amazing. I think people are kind of taking our career more serious now. Especially the more people that get into it. I think I know 10 people who I started out doing their nails who either worked at a factory or even nursing and things. And they're like, I'm going to school to be a cosmetologist or a nail artist. And I think they're really seeing that this is a real career.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You know, a lot of people are getting more notoriety or giving more notoriety to nails, like nail techs and nail artists. And it's so incredible how the possibilities of creating on nails is so endless. And there's so many ideas that, you know, that are out there that you can create, you know, a set of nails with, you know, and plus the products are so advanced now, you know, it shortens the time of like a nail service. You know, so now you have like gels that have no inhibition layer, you know, where you don't have to take the sticky layer off. You know, you have powdered acrylics now. You have, like I said, 3D gel, poly gels. It's just so many products that's coming out, you know, different kinds of nail forms. You can have very long nail forms or very short nail forms. So it's really cool to see this whole evolution and the progression of the beauty industry. You
It
know,
is.
and also, you know, we have educators, you know, who are still teaching nails, you know, and, you know, giving us more, you know, techniques of how to improve our nail artistry and things of that nature. So it's really exciting how this whole evolution of beauty and nails and the whole artistry of it has evolved so much.
It
It's
has.
it's
It
incredible.
has.
And with social media, you know, some people, you know, can be like an overnight sensation. You put something out, you know, it blows up overnight, you know.
No, I've watched it happen.
Yeah,
For sure.
you know, that's kind of like how the guy that did Where the Money Reside, you know, he did he did that whole video at I think it was like Honda. And you know, he was getting out the van and he just became an overnight sensation. You know?
Right.
And that's like with beauty enthusiasts and, you know, beauty, you know, people who are in the beauty industry, you know, people could put some out and they just blow up, you know.
Yes,
So
yes, that's true. It's so amazing to me. It's so amazing. If anyone would have told me I would be where I am today because of nails, would have been like, wow, I wouldn't have never imagined it. And like, I didn't have anyone in my family who was, because sometimes you hear about that, like my mom was a beautician or a nail tech, or my granny did nails. Like, there were no artists in my family, like at all. And I had no direction growing up, even having my daughter so young. So I really I was so young, really trying to figure out, and I had to find my own way from a very, very young age. So
Yeah, it's just so the beauty industry has been, it has improved and, evolved so much. That's all I gotta say. There's
it
so
has.
there's so many products out. It's hard to name,
It
and
is.
it's incredible. And I wanted to ask this other question pertaining to still the beauty industry as a whole. How important is diversity? What is your perspective on the importance of diversity?
I think it's very, very important. Um, I mean, every individual, of course, is unique and different in their own way. But I feel with the diversity, sometimes we can bring something to the table that another culture can't or don't know how. Or so the diversity, I feel, is very, very important. What I'm seeing a lot in our industry, though, is things not really being what is the word? Like really taken for what it is,
Right.
especially like for us Black artists, because a lot of the things we have done or we've been doing, but
Right.
we're not getting the credit for it, and that sucks. And but that other culture could probably bring something totally different and get that credit for it, if they really tapped into that. So I think the diversity is in need. It's time. It's time for sure.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think diversity is very important, because you learn not only about different cultures, but you learn different styles of art, from all
Yes.
the life. You know what I mean? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's very, very important, especially in the time, that we're in, get to know different people and connect with different people around the world and understand like different art styles, different art techniques, and
Yes.
that helps you gain a connection, in to a degree where you can share, ideas and work
And collab and
yeah,
combine them
collaborate.
and things like that. When I worked with Presto, and I don't want to butcher her name, but that nail artist, she was like, again, like I said, like their head artist in Japan. And she was the art that I had on my hand, she was so intrigued by it. And she was just like, I've never seen anything like that before. But I was blown away by her artistry, because Japan artists, their art is on a whole different level, and again, with the UK, their artistry is totally different, so that diversity is important. We can combine certain things, we can collab with certain things, and, probably foster and bring totally new ideas. So I think it is important, and it needs to play a bigger role than what it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Now, I wanted to ask this one last question. Like, how would you want to be remembered? Like, how would you define your mark on the world?
On the world, I think I'm going to be remembered as let me rephrase that, because I've been manifesting. I know I will be remembered as Serenity, or Rennie Ramos, and Story. Those are my two daughters' mother, because they're going to be very, very big, rich, famous. Because I'm trying to leave generational wealth and things like that. I will be remembered as the giver, someone who, speaking of the devil, the little one walks in. Hi, baby. Mommy is on the interview right now. I will be remembered as a giver, someone who would give, 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 and very positive. I will be known as being just a super positive person, honest.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, just caring and loving. I know for a fact that's what I'm going to be remembered as.
Yeah, I definitely agree, that you're going to be remembered as a person who really inspires a lot of people. And I really want to thank you for coming onto the show and really sharing your story and your knowledge, because it's very inspiring. And you've inspired me to put myself out there and to try, getting into a nail competition, because I seen you.
Yes, thank you so much. And I am so grateful that you allowed me to share this platform with you. Thank you for having me. I love hearing that I inspire people. That really, really like moves me and touches my heart.
And your artistry is like so unique, and I like how you dive into other things, other avenues of art. So it's really cool to see, for someone like you who's inspired people like myself and other Black girls and Black women to, strive for the stars and to achieve their dreams and to really, be the best that they can be is really inspiring. I thank you so much, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
For letting me interview you. It's such a great opportunity to get to know you and to meet you.
Yes, likewise. Likewise.
Well, thank you so much. Happy Women's Month.
Yes, happy Women's Month. Yes, thank you so much for having me, Asia.
You're welcome. And I'll post where can people find you on social media and your website and things of that nature as well.
Yes, you guys follow me at Beaute_Asylum, and that's beauty with an E instead of a Y.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms, as well as visiting my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more videos to come soon. Take care, stay safe, and stay healthy.